If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Speak No Evil is a 2024 American psychological horror thriller film written and directed by James Watkins. A remake of the 2022 Danish-Dutch film of the same name, the film stars James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, Franciosi, Alix West Lefler, Hough, and Scoot McNairy. Its plot follows an American family who are invited to stay at a remote farmhouse of a British couple for the weekend, and the hosts soon begin to test the limits of their guests as the situation escalates. Jason Blum serves as a producer through his Blumhouse Productions banner. Speak No Evil premiered at the DGA Theatre in New York City on September 9, 2024, and was released in the United States by Universal Pictures on September 13, 2024. The film received generally positive reviews from critics and has grossed $75 million worldwide against a $15 million budget. James Watkins wrote and directed the film for Blumhouse Productions. It is a remake of the 2022 Danish film of the same name. In April of 2023, James McAvoy and Mackenzie Davis were reported to be cast. The following month, Scoot McNairy joined the cast. Principal photography took place in Croatia and Gloucester in England in May and was expected to end in July, before filming was suspended 5 days before it was to wrap due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike. In mid-November, production resumed in the United Kingdom, filming at Saxon's Lode Manor House near Malvern Hills in Worcestershire. The manor's architecture provided the desired English backdrop for the movie's 10 scenes. Some interesting trivia notes. The story is inspired by the experiences of Christian Tandrop, director of the original Danish Speak No Evil, released in 2022, who had befriended a Dutch couple while on holiday in Tuscany with his wife. Although the Dutch couple were a bit socially awkward, both couples got along very well, and after returning home, Tandrop received an invitation from the Dutch family to come over to the Netherlands. He briefly considered it, but decided that he would feel odd staying with people he didn't really know. His story for the movie came about when he unleashed his darkest fantasies on what could have happened had he accepted the invitation, while maintaining that the original Dutch couple had never given off any bad vibes. In this remake, the nationalities of the two families have been changed to American and British. James McAvoy stated he purposely did not watch the original Danish Speak No Evil before he started working on this remake, so that it would not influence his interpretation of the role. McAvoy, though, would watch the original film within 24 hours after filming was concluded, and he found it very impressive. The engraving on the watch that Anne shows Agnes is in Danish and translates roughly as Happy 40th Birthday, with some initials. The poem Paddy quotes when the two couples go out to dinner is This Be the Verse by Philip Larkin. James McAvoy was suggested to director James Watkins by his editor John Harris, who had cut several movies with the actor in them. Watkins immediately agreed with McAvoy at his first choice, and he read him the script over a cup of tea, and he was pleasantly surprised when McAvoy would accept. Watkins also said that McAvoy's presence worked like an actor bait on the other actors who were keen to work with him, and he loved how his performance created such an interesting dynamic tension with Scoot McNairy's underplaying of his part. Paddy and Ben sing the Bangles' Eternal Flame together, and that was something that director James Watkins had in mind early on, as he felt the song would give the two characters this weird energy while going against the moment of the screen, a kind of friction between the song and the moment that creates this humour. Watkins would say, "The scene was shot before the rights to the song were secured, but producer Jason Blum was able to figure out a deal through director Jay Roach, who'd married Bangles' lead singer, Susanna Hofts." Director of this film, James Watkins, is known for the horror genre, for writing and directing Eden Lake in 2008 and Woman in Black in 2012. Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy previously worked together on the series Halt and Catch Fire. James Watkins was considering doing a film with Blumhouse and had never heard of the Danish film Speak No Evil, and they gave him a copy of the film for inspiration. He was impressed and felt that its really dark ending was reminiscent of the ending of his own film, Eden Lake. Little did he know that Christian Tandrop, the director of the Danish version, had said that Eden Lake was one of his references when making the original Speak No Evil. The note that Ant writes to Agnes is in Danish, indicating that his murdered family of origin was from Denmark. That is a nod to the original Danish-Dutch film that this movie is a remake of. The words on the note translate roughly to, "Please help me escape, this place is unsafe." Kiara says that she and Paddy have been together for 17 years, and she eventually claims that she was the first child Paddy kidnapped and groomed. Assuming that Kiara tells the truth and is supposed to be the same age of actress Franciosi, she would have been only 14 years old at the time of the start of their relationship. The Danish couple seen in the beginning are a nod to the original 2022 film. The ending is different from the original Speak No Evil. In the 2022 film, the Danish couple, Bjorn and Louise, are tormented and killed by the Dutch couple, Patrick and Karen, because they are too terrified to fight back. The Dutch first kill their mute son Abel and have Bjorn and Louise's daughter Agnes abducted by the immigrant babysitter Mohajid. They cut out Agnes's tongue and then keep the traumatized girl as their own stepdaughter, like Abel before her. Director James Watkins felt that this version of events was brilliant satire on the Danish compliance, but for American remake, after conversations with his cast and audience, he decided that Americans with their frontier mentality or can-do attitude would be less likely to just lie down and give up, and so he decided that the American couple would fight back. The remake has a more optimistic ending, with Ben and Louise, along with their daughter Agnes and the captive boy Ant, escaping from Paddy and Kira, killing them in the process. The babysitter, Muhajid, plays no part in Paddy's setup, but instead he has another associate, Mike. To make Ben and Louise's escape seem more realistic, Watkins deliberately made the defense and escape attempts clumsy and messy. James Watkins said that many test audience members, mainly male, called Ben, played by Scoot McNairy, a wimp for his mental breakdown during the third act, in which he considers giving up, and they wanted him to be more stronger. However, Watkins explained that he purposely made Ben a beta male who's simply being true to his character, and that the alpha is actually Louise, played by Mackenzie Davis. Director James Watkins said, even though Paddy and Kira's relationship was deeply toxic, there was a real love there, but it's very twisted. Now, Speak No Evil is a masterfully crafted thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat, questioning the true nature of every human relationship within it. Director James Watkins here delivers a tense atmosphere and a slow-burning suspense as you get taken on a journey of moral ambiguity and complex character dynamics. The film cleverly explores the social norms and boundaries within society. The whole time you're anticipating and waiting for exactly what Paddy and Kiara would do next. From the outset, they are strange and different, but also likable and charming in their own way. And Ben and Louise, who are struggling within their own marriage, are looking for escapism and some reason to just find some happiness once again. The performances in this film are absolutely exceptional, from Mackenzie Davis as the strong, stubborn and determined Louise, to Scoot McNairy here as the weak and insecure Ben. But for me, the two standouts have to be here Ashlyn Franciosi as Kiara, a young woman almost suffering from Stockholm Syndrome as she now aids and abets Paddy, played by the brilliant James McAvoy, who really holds the film together. Every scene McAvoy is in just holds your attention as he delivers this brilliant performance, initially coming across as quite charming, but later overbearing, insatiable, and of course downright evil by the end of the film. It is McAvoy, through his excellent performance, that really makes this film work as a thriller. For me, maybe my one gripe would be the reworked ending. While still shocking and very impactful, I feel the original ending of Speak No Evil, released in 2022, would have really left the audience aghast. I feel in many ways this version sort of plays it safe and doesn't want to be too controversial. In saying that though, Speak No Evil is an unnerving, expertly crafted thriller that will haunt you long after the credits roll. With its excellent direction from James Watkins, superb acting from all the cast, but in particular James McAvoy, this psychological thriller will leave you on the edge of your seat. Speak No Evil gets an 8.5 out of 10.